As part of your final project, you will be creating a timeline using TimeGlider, which is a Web 2.0 computer-based application. This will aid in the creation, the editing, and the final publication of your timeline. As we discussed in class, you should have already created your TimeGlider account. In the event, though, that you have not, this right here is the login page and where you'll create your account. You can go to sign up, enter all your information, pick a screen name, or use your email, password, and this is where you'll log in. The web address for TimeGlider is listed below. The 4 basic steps that you need to keep in mind in the creation of your timeline are as follows. First, you will identify and create the event. Your example is on your right, the Battle of Lexington and Concord, and it will be marked right at the date. You'll select your date, which you can enter into the date portion. Then you will size your event based upon the importance. For instance, if your event is the bombing of Pearl Harbor, that's obviously going to be much larger because it is a significant event that happened in World War II, as compared to the suicide of Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun. Then, in the end, you will share the link. You can share it with other classmates. You can also share it in emails, and it doesn't necessarily have to be used specifically for class. Or in another presentation, you can also embed the link, which embedding the link is what you will want to do on your final project. There are several key points to TimeGlider that you must understand before you can start the creation of your timeline. The first is going to be adding events and images. You will click on the little green icon right here at the top, and what you will do from there is you can name your event, you can add images, as well as write a brief description and enter the date. Down here you will see your timeline where it's positioned. You can lock and you can unlock this. If you keep it locked, it's going to stay in that same position. Whereas if you unlock, you can move it based upon how big your pictures are or how many pictures you have that you want to show up on the screen. To our right over here, this right here, you slide the arrows up and down to change how much of the timeline is viewed. You will not need to know the exact times, although that is an option, but you will need to have the date and the year showing on this. The left and right arrows right here move your timeline left and right across the screen. So if you need to back up to a previous date, you're going to hit the arrow that faces left. If you need it to advance in time, you're going to use the right arrow button. Adding events is the most important part of your timeline. There are several ways that you can add an event. The first is the green icon that I discussed on the previous slide that says add or edit event. Or you can simply double click on the white area of the screen and an add new event box will appear. In this box you will see event title, which could be the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, or Pearl Harbor, for example. Under that you will see your description box. I do expect a brief description of the event. From there we will enter our dates. You will have your year, your month, and the date that it happened. Next to that, you will see a link icon. You can click on the link icon and you can add a web page to it in the event that you want something attached that goes into a little more depth about what exactly happened. Next to the link icon, you will see your image icon. I do expect an image to be attached to every event. With that, you can download it to your computer and then you'll upload. Under that, we discuss the importance of the events. For instance, if you have the bombing of Pearl Harbor, that is a very significant event. So your importance will need to be high, which will also make it stand out on your timeline. Your lower importance would be, for instance, the suicide of Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun. But I do expect identification of the importance of the event. From there, you can hit save, or you can check the box that says add another. In the add new event box, you will see an advanced setting at the bottom. You can set your date display, so when you click on advanced setting, the drop down menu will appear and the section will allow you to control the date display. So if you want your year to begin in 1939, you will enter 1939, January 1, and then you can enter your ending month and year and date, which would be 1945. You can also adjust your zoom levels as to how much of the dates are shown across the timeline. At the top of the screen, you will see next to your title of your slideshow presentation, you will see a share button. Here's where you will click. It will give you the link and your embedding code. From there, you will go to WordPress and you will embed it into a post. Once in WordPress, you will click on your screenshot. It should now appear in the window, and then click on the hyperlink button. You will paste your URL from TimeGlider into the field and click update. And then your post, it should appear in WordPress just as you had it in TimeGlider. If you should have any other questions that have not been answered in this tutorial, please feel free to get with me after class, and I will be more than happy to go over any questions that you might have. Or you can email me at clh162@texasstate.edu. I look forward to seeing all of the timelines and all of the information and original ideas that y'all have put together.